Hello, everyone. So I've made the decision that you don't actually need to have highly edited and vastly expensively produced YouTube videos, because at the end of the day, really, it's my opinion that you guys are after. I imagine, or it's my opinion that should be put forward for debate and the topic of conversation. So it's Thursday afternoon. It's the first time I've had a chance to read my my weekly comic books. So I thought we could discuss exactly what came out this week, and one in particular title that I just cannot praise enough. It really is the best thing that Marvel are putting out at the moment. It's for a hero who I've never really cared much for, um, and yet they have done wonderful things with. So let's have a look what we've got. Let's switch this round. Firstly, there's my cat. Say hello, Catty. He doesn't really have much of an opinion with regards to comic books, but here we go. So, first up is Doctor Strange. Now, this I haven't read yet, but so far this has been brilliant. They have, however, changed entirely the creative team. So we had 21 issues with Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo, and it was really, really creative, really different, and really awesome, and I loved it. So I definitely recommend Doctor Strange, but that's not the book that I have been mysteriously talking up so much. Secondly, I thought I would give this a go. It's the Weapons of Mutant Destruction. I have no idea about this. I saw this advertised in another book, and I just went for it. I've not read it. I don't know what it's about. I'm not really that interested, and I was really annoyed that it was $4.99 as well, because does it really need to be? Like, we're already in the middle of the secret. Not secret, is it? We're already in the middle of the Captain America storyline, which is costing an additional $4.99 a week. So, couldn't this have waited? Whatever. I also I'm a sucker for Spiderman. I tend to fade in and out of Spider-Man, but this is a new one. The Spectacular Spider-Man has been relaunched. Not too sure what to expect. Had a quick flick, and I quite like the artwork, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Again, another $4.99 book. What's going on, Marvel? You're already rinsing me of enough money. Invincible Iron Man. There she is there, Ironheart. I'm really enjoying that and the direction it's going. I just love the whole Marvel shake-up at the moment. Absolutely, just so refreshing to see all of these huge changes they've been implementing. Invincible. So I'm a huge fan of Robert Kirkman. Both The Walking Dead and Invincible I have collected for, since the early days. And Invincible was always one of my favourite superhero comics, but he's made this big decision. If you watch my previous video, he's made this big decision to end it, and I'm a bit gutted, but at the same time I'm a bit annoyed, because it seems like he's just rushing it. He's rushing the whole finale. These 12 final issues. It's called The End of All Things. This was part 5. Firstly, it read so. I really got through this quite quickly. It just feels rushed. It really does. It feels like this could have been a couple of years worth of build and storyline, and instead we're having to deal with basically. Well, he's obviously made the decision to wrap up the book, and he wants to get it done as quick as possible. So disappointed with this. Wasn't a great issue. Although one of the main villains took a bit of a bold move, I would say, in this issue. So we'll see where that goes, but I won't spoil it. Now, here it is, the big reveal. The single best comic book on the shelves at the moment, and certainly with Marvel, the Mighty Thor. So anybody who's been following this, the writer Jason Aaron has had the reins for quite some time now, and he did something quite brave in terms of stripping Thor of his hammer and putting Jane Foster in his place, who obviously, if you, well, not obviously because you might not be reading it, but if you have been reading it, she's actually suffering from terminal cancer, and every time she uses the hammer, it kills her a little bit more. So there's all these strange stories going on, really strange things going on, but they have totally rewritten the world of Thor, and this issue is just brilliant. It's everything that I want from a comic book. It's got character development, it's got emotion, and great storyline and story building. So for me, if you are not reading this, please go out and collect the back issues, and give it a go, because it's just so good. What they've done with the cast of Thor is just so refreshing, along, in line with what they've done with Iron Man and a few of the other, Wolverine. It's not necessarily a female thing, just because Jane Foster's in wearing the holding the hammer, but it's just brilliant. I just love it. I really do. It's a big, massive storyline that hasn't been chopped and changed. It's been given time to build. It goes really far, quite far back. Some of the seeds that were sown that have led to this moment. And I just really enjoy it. And I've never really enjoyed Thor. I was always a huge Marvel fan, but Thor was always just a backup character for me. It's not like he's that original. He's kind of, he's a stereotype. He's kind of overused throughout, literature and television, and not just the Marvel world, but I think if anybody changed my mind about Thor, it was Oliver Coipel, whose artwork, including this figurine here, was just so beautiful. He draws Thor like no one else can. This is the Marvel Legends figurine of that very book that I'm talking about, and it's just beautiful, really beautiful. And but I was still never that into the story. So yes, I loved the artwork, but I was never that involved or entwined, or really sucked in. But what Jason Aaron has done, at one point, obviously before the creative team changed on Doctor Strange, you had Jason Aaron putting out the 2 best Marvel comics. So the man is just something else. Because both those characters are so, there's so much out there, and alongside the movies as well, the pressure to, especially with Doctor Strange, the pressure to launch a new book that wasn't just a cash-in for the movie must have been, quite high. And as I've said, this book is just brilliant. It goes back quite some time, so I would definitely suggest that anybody who is looking for a new read or a new pickup or something to go back and get all the volumes for, definitely check out The Mighty Thor by Jason Aaron and his creative team, because it is the best Marvel book on the shelf, bar none. And anybody who disagrees, I challenge you to tell me a better book than this right now.